Hey, what's up, guys? Ronin Man here. I'm up on the roof of my friend's building right now. I'm staying here in Pattaya, Thailand. And actually, I'm in Jomtien, which is the next beach. It's connected, it's Pattaya, but it's I guess, the southern side of Pattaya. So let's see here. This place is hilarious, man. Staying here is great. This is the top floor. This is like open to everybody who stays in the building. And let's see what they got here. Not exactly my style of furniture, but it's great, dude. Dude, being single is awesome. Dude, it's so awesome. This is hilarious. So I've been staying here for a few nights. I'll be here till Monday. But honestly, he's my friend. He doesn't even care. I could tell him I'm staying another month. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what's going on. This is looking out towards the farm side. Let's see here. And then the ocean is right over there. So we'll head over there in a second. But yeah, this is the tallest building in the area. It's Riviera. It's called Riviera. If you come to Pattaya, you can't miss this place. Like, I was looking for it, right? I was like, my friend said, it's called this, and the address is this. And then all of a sudden, I looked up and I saw, what is the hugest, gaudiest, most obvious building in the whole town? And it's this building. I just drove here, I was like, oh, I can see it right there. Dude, it's funny, dude. It's so funny. Like that's the thing about being a bachelor, is that when you're a bachelor and you live in the unblackmailable life, and the unblackmailable life, it's a building, it's like a bunch of building blocks you got to put together. You don't automatically get, a lot of this is what I don't get. It's like a lot of the channels, they're telling you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. The thing is, there is some don't do's, right, in life. But more importantly than the don't do's is you got to know what to do, right? What do I do? What should I do? What options are out there? And the thing is, they're not obvious. Very few people know how good life can be. I mean, here in Pattaya, it's cheap, believe it or not. This is inexpensive. And I forget what these apartments are, but they're totally reasonable in this building. And the thing is, life is good. It's warm. Right now it's warm. I'm wearing tank top and sandals, my standard Keen sandals. And this is it. I came here. I remember when a lot of you guys don't know my story. Even you guys that know me don't know my whole story. One of my things was, your story has many ways of looking at it. Kind of like feeling an elephant. The blind man feeling the elephant. The one feels the trunk and says an elephant is a trunk, describes a trunk. And then the other guy describes a foot. The other guy describes, the backside or whatever. There's different aspects of the same story, right? One thing was, when I was in college, you guys know that I went to 12-step meetings. I got sober, and that changed everything for me. Because I remember actually, that's where they went red pill, to be honest. Because here it was, 1987, and I was like, man, I don't want what everybody else wants. I just don't care. I remember, think about it, the granular effect in your life. I was getting good grades, okay? Even when I was using, and drinking, I was getting great grades. I was getting A's, B's. And when I quit drinking, when I quit everything, I thought, okay, now I'm going to get what can you get beyond an A, right? I'm going to really nail everything now, right? But the opposite happened. My grades fell apart. And I was making really good money in sales too. And when I got sober, all of a sudden I kind of came into myself and realized that I'm not really a money driven guy. Yeah, I want to, you know what I mean? I like money. I'm totally pro money. I'm not anti money in any way. And you guys that know me, you know me. So it's complex, right? I'm very pro success, right? I'm pro business. But at the same time, I personally am not that motivated by money. I'm a lot more motivated by other things, right? Yeah, and so what am I motivated by? I'm motivated by not having stress, one thing. I'm motivated by friendship. I'm motivated by, being able to, yeah, like no stress is a big thing for me. Cause like when I wake up in the morning right here, like I'm got my own place. Like I look out the window, it's like perfect, pretty much perfect every day here. Like there's no real, Pattaya, Pattaya really, if you've been here, you know, like it never really has any bad days. It's pretty much warm. There's no winter. You know, there's rainy season, but it's rainy season right now. Rainy season is like way exaggerated. Like, if you guys want to know what is rainy season, it's basically 1 hour of rain a day. So you don't know when it's going to be, but 1 hour a day, it'll just rain. But what do you do when you got no job? And so there's some construction going on down there. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds like, okay, so what do? You basically go to a coffee shop. That's about as tough as it. Or you get in a taxi, right? Down there on that street there, that is the beach road there. You basically, there's these taxis going up and down. They're like kind of like pickups with seats in the back and like a roof. Basically, it costs 10 baht to get on that thing. So that's 30 cents, right? So for 30 cents, you get on that thing, it'll take you way down there, right? And then 10 baht, you can get back 30 cents, right? So if it rains, just get in one of those and just stop at a coffee shop and, you know, or get some food or whatever, right? You just kind of go inside for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I got no schedule, so I don't really care. Like I just, maybe I'll go to the gym. You know, somebody might go see a movie or something, right? So rainy season is not a big deal. My world opened up, okay? Because when I realized I didn't care what other people thought or what other people valued, I don't know how I came to that realization, because this is a very fucking deep realization. I just realized all of a sudden, I just don't care. Like, I don't care about fancy cars. I don't care. You know, this is a fancy place, right? I love this place. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fucking awesome. But I could go from here to a hovel. I mean, I don't care. I'll go back here. You know what I mean? Because I got so many friends, I'm always like going here, going there, we're going here, we're going there, right? I don't need to own this place, you know? I wouldn't mind owning a place, it'd be fine. I think having a GHQ for everybody to leave stuff and hang out would be great, you know? But I see a lot of value in having freedom, because you never know what's going to happen in the world, right? It might be better to be somewhere else at some point. I think I can walk out on that. Let me get out there, out in the corner here, because you can really see how tall this place is. Let's see here. Let's get over here. I think I'm okay here. Last night, this looked sketchy as fuck. Let's see here. But actually, it's not. Okay, here we are. So we're out in the corner now. Let's look down there. And you can see they're doing development everywhere here. So Pattaya is really on its way up. So, you know, I realized that life can be good, but I need to do a couple things right. One, I need to not get trapped in stupid shit. Okay, that's one thing. That's not getting married, right? Not getting married, not committing yourself to bullshit. Okay, that's the first step, right? Is the freedom, right? But think about it. That's just the very beginning. Because now, it's like you want to start a fire, right? It's a kindling, right? You got your kindling, right? But then what do you do next? You know, you want to cook like a fucking wonderful, you know, meal, right? You got to know something past that. The other one is like defense, basically, or preparation, you know? It's preparation for, one is defense, is not committing to something stupid like marriage. I mean, these days, if you guys just need a refresher, I mean, modern women, you know, Western women, they basically hate you. Like, I'm serious. They've been trained. They've been brainwashed to hate you. There's no getting around it. Modern women hate your guts. And they will marry you to take your money. And that's pretty much what's going on. And I know that there's always going to be exceptions in the world, right? You know, there's going to be people like back in the South that were against slavery. There's always going to be people, but it doesn't affect the system, okay? The system is still in place. And this is what people that comment on here, like we get women commenting on here, and I appreciate all the comments. I really do. I read all the comments, and I very, very rarely delete comments because I love the dialogue. I'll delete something that's just outwardly racist or something like that, or some kind of threat or something. But besides that, but the thing is women will say, I'm not like that. Like, I'm married 30 years. On the Marriage is Doom video, there was a woman recently, and she said that. And I was like, I was thinking, like, good for you. Like, that's fucking great, I mean, I totally don't, again, like with these exceptions, you can't, they're great. But the problem is that not everybody on this channel can marry that girl and go back in time, right? It's just like, we're sitting here, and you as an exception, women that are exception, you got to know that you are tricking, not really, but like, you're not meaning to, but you can mislead a generation of men into thinking that it's safe to get married, and it's not. It's totally ridiculous to get married in 2024. Just because, you survived, like, I'd say this often, but there's people who survived falling out of an airplane, 28,000 feet. There's several people, actually. One guy landed on a tree, and there was like a branch, a thick branch, but it was perfect because that one branch was, as he went through it, it was like perfectly calculated to stop his fall and then to break. And then he went on the ground and broke his hips and his legs, but he was fine. I mean, the odds that that branch was the perfect thickness, and he hit it the perfect angle. And then the odds that, just the whole thing is just incredible, right? But that doesn't mean it's safe to jump out of planes. You know what I mean? Like, what measured you? Because the guy survived, how could you possibly tell guys, hey, just jump out of airplanes, It's surely you're going to die, right? It's just, that's what happens. You know what I mean? And the truth about marriages with guys these days, and women are like, oh, why are guys approaching men? Women, it's because it's completely ridiculous. Like, the whole thing, no one's listening. Women are not listening. It's not safe for guys to get married. It's not safe for, the courts, the family courts. Are you kidding me? The family courts are so fucking dishonest. It's amazing. Like, I can't believe, I personally think some judges should get the death penalty. I'm serious. Like, breaking up families, what they're doing is just fucking outrageous. And, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just telling you, like, you need to be realistic. Marriage is no longer a thing for men, Western men. You are a fucking idiot to get married, okay? You are an absolute fucking idiot. Go jump out of a plane, see your odds, and let's talk about it. Like, nobody's happy in marriage. Like, guys are just getting absolutely ruined right and left. And the courts are only getting worse. The whole thing is only getting worse. So, what should you do, right? What should you do? Oh yeah, not only do you get ruined, but you get treated. You want to be treated? I'll tell you something. You want to be treated like the worst person on earth. Like, you want to be treated like a Charles Manson, like an evil person. You want to be portrayed in the worst possible light. You want a bunch of highly paid people to be investigating you and twisting every single thing you've ever done, okay, and making everything that you've ever done in your entire life look like some kind of heinous crime and sign of, like, evilness. If you want that, it ain't just money. As I said, I'm not motivated by money. My court case about my daughter was nothing about money. It was like it was a human rights outrageous violation. I really learned. I already knew not to get married. I wasn't, born yesterday, but I really wanted to have a kid, and I understand that. I still like kids. You know what I mean? I would love to have a kid. Like, it's still, I am a father type. Okay, I am a teacher type. I love to give and help and support, and I love to help people's struggles and help them get to one level and the next level and the next level, and like use the skills that they have, right, so that they can get to that level, to mentor. I love to do that. And I would love to teach a kid how to live in this world, how to survive all this crazy stuff that happens in this crazy life that we have, right? I love life too. That's the other thing. I fucking love life. But I couldn't have loved life if I would have stayed in the West. It was just too depressing, I came out here in the 80s. I came to Asia in the fucking 80s. And what is it, 2024 now? And I've been here ever since. I mean, I love it here. I came here and I realized, back to what I was saying, like I came here after I got sober, and I thought, wait, I don't care about things. I just don't care about things that everybody cares about. I no longer want, what I wanted before was a BMW with leather seats, sunroof, and like Recaro racing seats. And that was what I wanted. That was all I could think of. Like, that was my highest goal. And then eating like a steak. That's kind of what I wanted when I was kind of distanced from my true self, basically. And when I came in touch with my true self, it was scary because I didn't care about those things, right? But those things are what give you prestige in the world. Those things are what supposedly make people think good things about you. Now, as you get older, you realize what other people think about you doesn't mean anything, right? It's just totally, there's not like what people think about you. It like literally means nothing the older you get, because you realize that like people think one thing one minute and then they think another thing the next minute. I mean, there's no like people think this about you and it's solid or something. No, they change in 2 seconds. And it depends on what they want to get from you too, right? So you realize as you get older, like what people think about you really doesn't matter. It's not that you're uncaring. It's just that, one, you can't really know what people think about you. How do you really know? When this guy was saying the other day, asking me about tattoos, and he's like, he's going to get a couple tattoos removed, and he said there's other ones that I get compliments on. And should I keep those ones? Or should I get all of them removed? And I just said that, you just don't know what people really think about things. And it's not a solid thing like a hanger that you can put a shirt on. What you think, people think about you. Think about the ridiculousness of that. Like, how do you know what they think, right? And people change what they think in 2 seconds. Okay? 1 minute they want to go on this place to vacation, and then they change their mind and go to that place. Or they don't even change their mind. They just buy another ticket and go there just inexplicably, and don't even explain anything. People, what they think is just like very elusive. What do you think about things? Like, think about this. Is this something real that other people should base their future on? Like, what you think about them? Like, your neighbor, let's say your neighbor, right? Where's your neighbor, right? What you think about him, right? Is it something that he can bank on? Can your neighbor go, oh, his name's Bill, right? Whatever. Bill's like, oh, Ronin thinks this about me, and so let's say I think he's a good guy, right? Let's just say I think he's a good guy. And then he's like, oh, now I have to be a good guy because Ronin thinks that. Or I need to make this decision because he did that. Or even like, hey, I feel great because he thinks that. It's like, no. His job is just to be himself, okay? And my job is just to sit there living nearby, And whatever he does, or, whatever my thoughts are, they just constantly changing. And I'm constantly reevaluating. Like, sometimes I'll think he's an idiot, and then next thing he'll do something super cool, right? And I'll be like, oh, wow. That guy was fucking cool. I thought he was an idiot for like 10 years. Now I realize the guy, I didn't understand him right. So what I think can be misinformed. It can change the last second. And I'm talking about myself here. Now you talk about people that are out there, I'm sober. I live a good life. I exercise my brain. I train. I keep myself, I study, constantly study. I mean, my brain is not like fogged up, right? You look at the average person, they're on antidepressant medication. What is it? What percent of Western women are on antidepressant medication? I think in the US it's something like 50%. It's really, really, really high. Might even be 60%. are considered depressed. Okay, so when you take drugs, what happens? You're fucked up. Okay, I don't care what the drugs are. If you buy them from a dealer, you buy them from a pharmacy, it's the same thing. Your brain is a fog. You're not yourself. I came out of my fog when I stopped everything. Okay, that's when I found myself. I know what I'm talking about here. So if you're in a fog, what do you think? I mean, like, really think about the ridiculousness of this whole thing. Now we're like this, the chain is so weak here, because when people clear their minds and make decisions, they often say, like, change their mind on everything in their life, right? You know, their one friend they thought was such a great friend, now they realize, oh shit, he was always pulling me down and taking me to things that I don't want to do, right? And then this other guy who I thought was a pain in the ass is actually a fucking great guy trying, you know what I mean, trying to do the best things for me. So when what somebody thinks not only can change all the time, but sometimes it just flips on its head for a good reason. So you cannot, no matter where you are, where you live, who you are, what your name is, what your ethnicity, you cannot base the foundation of life on what people think. It is elusive. It is changing. It is dependent on their intelligence. It is dependent on how clear their mind is. And at the bottom line, people are thinking what is the best thing for themselves. So if you, for example, have a bunch of money, okay, and you can invest in their business for a period of time while they're trying to get your money, the mind plays tricks and they think you're the greatest guy. And then you don't invest in them and they're like, oh, that fucking guy, he thinks he's so great. He's got his money, but he never gave anybody anything, you know. And then, like, so in other words, it's also very motivated, we all are, okay, by what we want, okay, what we think, you know, what we want in our lives, right? So, and of course, you have to control that, but it's not everybody does that. A lot of people just unthinkingly follow that self, you know, whatever it is, selfishness, and have no self-awareness of that, right? It's good to have an awareness that you are selfish and want what you want, and you're going to treat people and think about people in a certain way. So, I mean, the whole thing is a clusterfuck. What people think about you is not a thing. There's no concrete evidence. And, you know, one of my best examples I can think of right now is the channel Ronin Man. When I started Ronin Man, I got a lot of hatred. Fuck. You know, I lost a lot of things. This channel was used in my court case against me for my daughter. And I lost everything, you know, because of the Ronin Man channel, basically. Without my daughter, without my channel, I don't think I could have lost my daughter. They portrayed me as a terrible person because of this channel. They just took, you know, retarded snippets and just misrepresented everything I said and everything in my life. You know, it was crazy. But at the time, I was really regretting having this channel because, man, there's nothing I love more than my daughter. I mean, there was nothing I wanted more than my daughter, you know. The channel, fuck the channel. If I would have known, I don't know if I would have made the channel. I don't think I would have. But I did make the channel. Why did I make the channel? Because the channel's me, okay? The channel's me. I'm being myself here. I am very, very straightforward in this channel. It's not like I'm making a channel to get views. Like, I am expressing my deepest thoughts and ideas. And if anybody's interested, they can listen, right? And so the channel is me. And society hates basically what I am at the bottom line. And when I expressed my real self, that just gave them fire to break the law. There was nothing in my court case that I should have lost this case. Parental rights, are you kidding me? There's a what the fuck? I mean, you got to read on parental. It's like, you don't lose your parental rights. Even like someone like Charles Manson didn't lose his parental rights. I mean, it makes no sense. Nobody loses. It's just crazy. And even if you lose your parental rights, they give you a second chance like 6 months later. Like say you're in prison or, whatever, you tried to, you tried to M your ex. They still give you a second chance because they consider it such an essential human right, the right to have a child. And I had never been arrested. I didn't have any kind of court. I mean, I didn't abandon. I mean, I had nothing to make me lose, but the channel was enough. The hatred society had for my real self is so fucking palpable that it drove basically the court into an emotional frenzy. It was all women, and it drove the court into an emotional frenzy, and they broke the law and basically violated my basic human right. The parental rights cases are considered the death penalty for civilians. That's how bad it is. Like the death penalty, the worst thing that can happen to you. And that's happened to me over nothing. I had no violence, no restraining orders. I've never been arrested, never been charged, never gone bankrupt. I've never sued anybody. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing. There was literally nothing. I do yoga every day. I mean, like I was doing yoga every single day back then. Like I was like, I mean, it was like insanity. Okay, it was insanity. But see, what it taught me is that it taught me a lot of things, actually. I never really realized, and a lot of you guys don't really realize the hatred society has for you. I mean, the hatred is so incredibly illogical and so real. They want to kill you, okay? They would prefer you disappear. The hatred society has for you cannot believe. It is a hopeless situation in the West for guys. Get the fuck out. Be free. Don't chase the bullshit. I mean, let's face it, back in the 50s, okay, you could get a job for life and support yourself and your family, right? But even then, like spiritual people would say, you know what? That this is not the answer. It's not the answer. Like at the end, they got money, they got the family, they got the house, the dog, the neighbors. And then in the end, they said, it doesn't mean anything. Like, it's like, that's not the answer to their life, right? But it was still pretty good. Okay, on the scale of things, if you get accolades from like people all around you, it feels good. Now, like I said, it means nothing, but it feels fucking good. It does. Okay, so that's worth something, right? So back in the day, there was something that you would get from playing society's game. There was something. But think about it this way. Okay, let's say back in the Jim Crow days. Okay, that you are, like, let's just say you're an African and you have been taken by slave traders and you are now working on a plantation, okay, back then. Now let's say that you do your best every single day to be the best person you possibly can. And you pay people back, you work hard, you take care of your kids and all this stuff. What happens when you go to the store? What happens when you walk down the street? What would happen if you went to a new city where nobody knew you? Okay, you are just the lowest form of life, okay? Right off the bat. So they couldn't work their way out of it. That's what was so unfair about that era, is that you couldn't change anything. Like the system was so biased. The system was so evil, and evil was accepted, okay? That there was no way you individually could beat it. That's the situation you're in now. That's the West. And if you guys that are successful, you know that people still fucking hate you. You can't change society. Like, for example, you go to Japan, right? The customer service there is so good, okay? Because the Japanese culture values it. And people work, they are proud of how hard they work in their job. Okay? Now in the West, there isn't that. It's like, you pay me and I'm gonna fake it for you. Okay, that's basically what the West says. He's like, don't kiss people's asses, don't work hard, don't don't be yes massa, don't do that, unless they pay you a lot of money. Then you do it for money, but you actually hate the people. That's basically what the West says with customer service. And customer service is absolute shite in America. Like, it's just the worst. Now, in Japan, Japanese McDonald's service is better than a 5-star hotel in America. It is. Why? I can tell you that straight up. Go to McDonald's. Go to Japan, go to McDonald's. And you tell me, why is it better? It's because the whole culture is centered around it. You can't, the system, okay? The system. As an exception, you're built in this system where you're brainwashed into thinking that if you are too good to people, if they're from another skin color, then you're like kissing their ass and you're like, you know what I mean? Like the whole fucking, what's it called? Uncle Tom thing, right? Like, you're basically Uncle Tom if you like do certain things for certain people. And you're like, okay, if they pay me enough, this is basically the decision Western people make. It's so fucked up. Then I'll be Uncle Tom while I'm at work. But then when I get off work, fuck, I'm putting on my fucking, I'm putting on my shit. I'm getting out here and fuck you, I ain't doing this off the job. That's basically what it is. Japan, it's 100% every day, all day. If you see a Japanese guy who works at McDonald's on a day off, and he recognizes you, he's going to act just like basically the guy's going to act just like he's fucking at McDonald's. He goes, oh, whatever, hello, They don't do social niceties, like their way of greeting and like traditions are different in that. But they're going to basically, in a Japanese way, they're going to be, they represent their job when they're not there, okay? And they're going to do it in a Japanese way. Okay, so what is this related to being single? Listen, man, the shit that you get for doing what society wants, it's gone. Okay, 1 second, it's all gone. System hates you. I mean, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, the most successful people in our planet, they are just one lawsuit away from being destroyed. Everybody hates them. The more successful you get, the more they hate you. They hate you just for your skin color to start. Yeah, but it's even worse. The more success you have, the more the jealousy burns up in the average dickhead. They're just the losers of the world. And they're just like, the losers have taken over. That's what it is. The 3 inchers. The 3 inchers used to be, the West was, if you're a successful person, right? If you're Madame Curie, right? If you're fucking Albert Einstein, you would rise to the top and you would get recognition, success, and you would get advantages. Now, no. When you get to the top, if you get to the fucking top of the West, what they will do, instead of, you're like on thin ice. Your secretary can just make one false allegation against you. You did some sexual thing. She realizes, oh, he's got a lot of money. I'm gonna fucking, make a thing. He'll pay me off, right? And he will, right? So basically, and if she goes to court, oh my God. You know what happened to my friend of mine recently? He went to a bar in New Zealand, okay? And he was flirting with this girl next to him, okay? And she had like a half shirt. She was super hot, like 19 with like a belly button, whatever you call it, like a diamond, whatever. And so then he poked her, right? He touched the diamond, right? And they were both drinking, and I was like, she was laughing, and no problem. Then afterwards, he's sitting at the bar, and this guy comes and just sucker punches him 4 times. Just bam, 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 bam. And he's just like, what? And this guy's 51, and her boyfriend's like 19. She's 19. And he's just like, what? And then she told the bartender she's going to file a sexual assault complaint. Now, this thing was on camera, that he didn't sexually assault her at all. It was all on camera. And the bartender said, you're barred from this bar. So he couldn't go to the bar. He was out of that bar. And then word got around, and he was barred from every fucking bar. And even the liquor store wouldn't sell him liquor. Like, the guy moved to Australia because of one, and get this, he was going to file a suit against the guy, okay? Because the guy assaulted him. It was right there. Everybody saw it. It was a total assault, like an attack, right? I mean, we're talking serious punches. This guy was like a rugby player. And my friend was defenseless, right? So she said in the end, she said, if you file a suit against my boyfriend, I'm going to file a false allegation against you and ruin you. And he had to give up. That's where we're at today in society. If you doubt it, and this guy is the coolest fucking guy. I mean, this guy is such a bro, man. I've known this guy for 30 years. What a fucking awesome guy this is. I mean, we're talking the coolest type of Aussie guy that exists. Successful, funny, good looking, intelligent, smart, a great businessman, a great negotiator, a great friend, and he's got a great family, kids, and the three interests have taken over, and nobody supports anybody. It's like Caitlin Clark getting out there getting hammered, right? I got something in my throat. It's like Caitlin Clark getting hammered out there. Nobody was supporting her. She's like, fuck you. She went to Europe, right? Took an Adidas deal, like, fuck this place. Even a chick who's a star in the league, like, nobody is supported. Nobody's safe, okay? You think it's because you're poor or whatever, your personal situation, you're not safe. Nobody's safe in the West. Everybody gets turned on, the whole system. It's just like it is like what is happening right now is what happened in the Cultural Revolution in China, is everybody turns on everybody. The kids turn on the parents. There's kids now. People want to have kids in the West, right? There was a woman, you probably saw the video, but at her dad's funeral, and the guy was a totally supportive guy. He married an African chick, and she was half black. She looked really black, and she was up there talking about her dad and how racist he was, how terrible he was. And the guy was like very successful. He loved his wife. He gave, I don't know how much money to his daughter. It was in the huge amounts of money. Like, she'll never have to work, right? And she waited till he died to go on this rampage against him. And everybody that knew him was like, the fuck is she doing? Like, this crazy. Like, he loved her. He loved his daughter. He loved his wife. He married a chick from Africa. He gave them everything. And after he fucking dies, when he can't defend himself, she eviscerated him in a video at the funeral that went viral. I mean, you guys, you might think you're winning. You're going to lose. That's what I'm saying. Like, you think, oh, I'm winning right now. What I'm saying is it's all quicksand. It's all fucking thin ice. You're going to fall through. Get the fuck out while you're winning. Like, now is a good time to leave. I mean, look at this. I'm here. I'm staying at my friend's house, costing me nothing. I had dinner last night down there, a place called Surfside Inn. It was fucking great. Sitting right on the beach with my good buddy Mike. We're laughing our asses off, right? Talking about chicks. I had, morning glory, fried morning glory, a plate of like a fried, kind of like a spinach type of thing. Then I had a plate of fried noodles with pork and what was it? The vegetable. It was a Chinese vegetable. Chinsai. I think it was chinsai. Then I had a big bowl of Indian curry. And guess how much it cost me? Take a wild guess. Right over there, Surfside Inn. Not the cheapest place. I wasn't looking for cheap. I was looking for like a cool place, like cool vibe. I told my friend Mike, he lives here. I said, hey, take me to the action. He said, okay, we'll go down there. So we went down there. He's like, well, it's not going to be cheap. I'm like, that's fine. Because he knows me. I'm always, I'd rather save a few bucks if I can, right? I'm not ashamed about that, And I'm like, oh, let's do it tonight, whatever. I got this free place. I'm fucking styling out in this free place, right? This place is totally fucking ridiculous, right? So, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna have a nice dinner. I haven't seen Mike in a long time. So we get there, guess how much it cost? It was 349 baht. So that is basically $10. So $10. I left 20 baht tip, which is good here. That's 50 cents, right? So, and it was delicious, man. It was delicious. We sat there as long as we wanted, had a great time. He drove me back. I dropped off here. Today is like free. I literally got nothing to do now. I'm waiting for Mike to call. And then we're going to go have fun, basically. That's my life. So, you guys, I described your situation. No matter how real you think your life is, it's just you're one step away from being in prison and ruined in the West. There is no safety. If you're young, you can't see the timeline. You think, well, I'm winning. My family, this. One false allegation, one dishonest judge, one biased policeman, and you're gone. You're not safe, is what I'm saying. That's really what I'm saying. You're not safe locked in the West. You can visit the West, it's fine. But when you're locked in, that's when they got you, and they know it. So don't be locked in, man. Be free. Travel the world, man. Come with me, man. I'm telling you. I'll show you the fucking world. What was that song? I will show you the world. I will. I love to do it. I love to show people the world, right? Fuck, you know? I'm thinking now we should do a summit here in Bangkok. Or sorry, in Pattaya, another one. The last one was great. We should do one coming up. Maybe like 6 weeks from now, something like that. See if you can get off time. Let me look before I announce dates. Let me check prices of flights, because around Christmas time it's pretty crazy. So I want to plan it, but I want to do a summit like coming up soon. We were going to do India. India fell through because it was bad luck, bad timing. Nobody really could get time off work. So we're not going to do the India summit this year. But I want to do one really soon. So let me know, you guys, if you're willing to fly over. If you want to come and look at the price of tickets first. Don't bullshit me. Like, if you're serious, I will plan something ASAP. So it could be before December is cheaper flights. So if that makes sense, tell me right away, okay? Put it in the comments section. If you're gonna come, if you're ready to come, okay, then add me on Telegram. Ronin Free is my ID, right? And let's get the chat going. Let's get the group chat going, because especially if you've never traveled before, dude, this is what you want to do. This right here, this place is where you want to come. Just trust me on this. Just it's cheap, it's easy, it's fun, it's a blast. The weather is always good. It's fucking odd. December's great. December's great weather here. And I'll show you something you've never seen. And if you have more experience, you know Pattaya is great. I mean, the place is hilarious. Like Soy 6, it's a fucking riot. It's not my thing, but most guys just go crazy on Soy 6. Just search Soy 6 Pattaya videos at night, right? And you're just gonna laugh your ass off. So come here, I'll show you not only what exists in the world, but how to navigate this world. Because coming here is not the answer. The answer is coming here with the right mindset, the right friends, the right expectations, and the right plan. And then you can navigate this place and it won't destroy you. Because Pattaya has destroyed many places, like Las Vegas. You have to know what you're doing. But once you do, this place is fucking great. I mean, I come here, I don't spend hardly any money. I have such a great time. The friends I have here in Pattaya, I've been coming here for years. Since the 90s, I've been coming to Pattaya. I got so many good friends here once I started hooking up with everybody. So, build a life, enjoy your life, let go of the bullshit hologram of success in the West, make money online or save money so you can be free, and just divorce yourself from the insanity. Don't kid yourself. These other YouTubers will tell you everything's changing. Not in your lifetime. Okay? Make a decision. Put your foot down. Say, you know what? He's right. This bullshit ain't going away. I mean, just if you want the reality of systems changing, look what happened after Jim Crow. Was everybody free once the slaves were free? No fucking way. The mindset of people didn't change for a generation. It's taken so long. All these cries now of all these things, they're past. They were for a time that passed. For people that are no longer here. It takes, they say sometimes, I forgot the quote was, somebody said science advances one funeral at a time, because people just don't change. So as you get older, you realize that. But it's not hopeless. That's the point. See, accepting reality gives you hope. That's the point. Accepting reality. You got to jump into the fucking abyss to start. Okay, it's scary. But reality is your friend. And reality, combined with good ideas and good thinking, will make your life beyond your wildest imagination. That's what I want to give you. It's not some negative, like stay there and get fucking 500 prenups and fight against something that will never change and then die knowing it was all a waste. No, fuck that. Enjoy your fucking life. You are a fucking awesome guy. You deserve an awesome life. This bullshit that's happening is not right. I'm not saying it's right. It is a absolute violation of everything that's right. And there will be a time in history, maybe 200 years from now, they're going to look back on this time and say, men were just fucked over back then. You know, we're never going to do that again. It takes time. Give it 200 years. And then they will see this time for what it was. They destroyed the family. They destroyed men. Many, many people took the rope. I mean, it was insanity, this period. But even during this period of insanity, you don't have to live in it. You can watch it from afar. You know, I mean, you can't change it, and that is a sad thing. I mean, there is a survivor's guilt. But hey, what do you want? You want to not survive, or you want to survive? Fucking survive, my friend. And thrive and have a great life despite the insanity. All right, guys. Hey, I hope this is the way I really think, okay? This is not some fucking motivational speech, okay? I'm dead serious about everything I said there. I would love to meet you. I want to meet more cool guys. That's my whole point having this channel. So come to a summit. Let's meet in person. That's where the action happens. That's where the magic happens, right? And if you're signed up for Unblackmailable and you've never met me in person, come in person. That's when it all happens. It's when I can see you and I can see things in person. It helps a lot. Helps a lot. It doubles down the ability to help you. Because I know the inside. Now I see the outside. Those two things together, you get. And then combined with meeting other fucking awesome guys, those guys are part of the whole thing, the wave. I'm not a wave. It's me and all the guys. Together is the wave that you ride. All right. Hope you guys have a good day.